Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. And I really don't know, what's been going on with this team since Christmas. A bit of inconsistent stretch the Coyotes have had. If I'm calculating their wins and losses correctly, they've had 5 wins, 7 losses, those 7 losses all in regulation since coming out of Christmas. They came out of Christmas with that back-to-back loss against Vegas and Dallas. Then they went on a 4-game winning streak, everything looking good. An amazing game against Florida to start that Eastern road trip, and then they get back-to-back shutout losses against Tampa and Carolina. Some concerns, with goal scoring. But then they come back at home and win 6-3 against the San Jose Sharks. And then 2 huge, massive divisional games on the road against Vancouver and Edmonton. Both losses in regulation. So let's get into it. The team really needs Kemper in net. Not to say that the goaltending has been the reason for their losses, but I think the team just plays so much better in front of Kemper. And this whole Raanta saga, the past 2 weeks, it's been strange. Is Raanta healthy? Is Raanta not healthy? He's pulling himself out of games. 2 times he's done that since coming out of Christmas. He's listed as day-to-day. You don't know if he's going to start a game or if Adin Hill is going to start. And then they start him against Edmonton, and he looks pedestrian as it comes. Very, very sloppy with Ranta's play. 3 or 4 of their goals were just 100% his fault. If those saves are made, different type of game, a closer game, maybe a 3-3, 4-3 game. You never know, but Raanta didn't look his regular self against Edmonton. Adin Hill in Vancouver, he was fine, he was good, he wasn't the reason the Coyotes lost against Vancouver. But still, that second goal that was scored, just his positioning and the way he got back into his net on that wraparound, kicking the puck himself into his own net. I don't see Kemper making that play, to be honest. But, he kept the team in. The Coyotes deserved a point, even maybe deserved a win against Vancouver. But what let them down, honestly, was their power play. And their power play has been so erratic since the holidays. It could have helped them so much against the Tampa game, against the Carolina game, and especially the Vancouver game. They had opportunities to score on the power play, and they just flushed them away. And the power play hasn't looked great since coming out of the break, if I'm being honest. They're having a hard time gaining the zone with speed, wasting too much time dropping the puck and getting the player to pick it up with speed. The Carolina game was just atrocious in terms of power plays. And the Vancouver game was slightly better, but 2 power play opportunities on a 1-1 game, 2-1 game. You got to capitalize, and they didn't. That second power play unit isn't working, and to be honest, the second line isn't working at all. I feel the Keller, Schmaltz, and Soderberg line has run their course. I'm so surprised Tocchet has kept them together this whole period. Tocchet hasn't juggled or blended the line since coming out of the holidays. The only lineup changes he's doing is rotating Fisher and Grabner in, and then Richardson got injured, so he's inserting Chaput. But he's keeping all the lines intact, which is good because the first line with Hall, Garland, and Dvorak is clicking. They're on fire. They're just great. They're excellent. That first line has been no problem whatsoever. Even the third line with Kessel, Stepan, and Krause has been good as well. They're scoring, they're executing. Krause is scoring, Kessel's scoring, Stepan is scoring when it's counting. But that second line, Keller and Schmaltz have had no points in 7 games. Soderberg hasn't been getting that goal-scoring touch that he had earlier or before the break. Just feel like something needs to happen. Maybe Hinostroza needs to get promoted to the second line. I really don't want to demote any of Schmaltz or Keller to the fourth line, but some changes need to be made, or they need to be sat down and talked to, because there's just no urgency with that line, no real threat, and it's letting the team down. It can't always be Garland and Hall generating offense. This team is not a one-line team. The fourth line's playing really well. When Richardson went down, it got a bit. It took a bit of a hit. I think Chapu isn't really, igniting that line with offense. But Hinestroza has been playing excellent, so maybe he deserves a promotion up the lineup. Defensively, the team looks pretty good. I mean, they got blown out against Edmonton, yes, but to be honest, I mean, one of the goals was on a power play. It was a shorthand goal for Edmonton. Coyotes were on a power play. Ranta opened up his garage door way too wide on that play. Then a couple goals were Demers flubbing in the middle of the ice, Ranta cheating on the post. So I'm not going to blame the defense. I feel like the defense has been good. It's been intact. They were excellent against Vancouver, even though they lost. I feel like the Coyotes deserved a point against Vancouver, full stop. It wasn't. It was a sour loss because it was such a meaningful game, and it was a regulation loss against a divisional opponent. But the Oilers' loss stings more because it was such a blowout and embarrassment. This team hasn't really been embarrassed in a long time. The Tampa Bay game wasn't really a blowout. It was 4-0, but it was pretty close. And the Lightning were on an 8-game winning streak when the Coyotes came into town. But I feel like in a division game with playoff implications, you can't get embarrassed. You can't go down 5-0 no matter the game. But I don't know, the Coyotes, they have a 9-day break. They got to work on their power play. Just work on the power play. The penalty kill has been improving week after week, even with Hjalmarsson injured. But now that Hjalmarsson's back, not many complaints for the penalty kill. I feel like the power play is letting this team down. It's not scoring the goals the team needs to gain confidence. And this isn't a team that relies on their 5-on-5 play, even though their 5-on-5 play has been better than last season, just light years better. But they need their power play to start clicking. They need to just get those timely goals to get the bench into it and get them motivated and plant that seed in their heads that, they could come back in a game or they get a lead or just something to work with. Just the power play is kind of... In some cases, even in that Vancouver game, the power play kind of made the team lose momentum. Like, they had all the momentum. They got a power play. The power play was abysmal, and then Vancouver came with the push and got their leading goal, that 2-1 goal. So, in circumstances, a power play is even working against them and changed the momentum of the game against the Coyotes. So that's a problem. They got to work on that. Hopefully Kemper is healthy coming out of this All-Star break and bye week or whatever it is. Hopefully Ranta gets his injury together. Not sure what's going on with him. But if we get a healthy Kemper, the team realizes they have to play more consistently. They're only 1 point out of first in their division. They still got a lot of games. They got 30 games left. They got to keep it going. And we'll be there to watch. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.